Welcome back. This is Elba Colón part 2 to the day 7 of the 21-day challenge. We're going to have Giada come back on board. Okay, let's see. Let's see, have her come on back. Giada, can you come and see me here? Let's see. There you go. Back on board. Welcome back, Giada.
Thank you. I thought I lost you.
No.
Good. Thank you. And I saw that there were a few comments also of some of your friends that do speak Spanish and they have no idea what we're talking about.
They're probably my parents, my aunt. I have my aunt from Puerto Rico watching.
Hello.
I have.
Hola.
Yes. And I told my father, he was watching your video. I said, Papi, I want you to watch this video of you. And then he called me back and he started to sing the song, Gracias a la vida. Because they know these songs. And he said, don't I sing nice? And I said, yes, Papi, just make sure you watch it, okay, tonight.
So a lot with your daddy. And we have people from France. We have people all over the world that are grateful to be with us.
And I'm so glad. Yeah, I'm so excited. And I can see they're coming back on board. Yes. So, going back to your story in regards to the discoveries that you have made during that dark time, you know what else I hear you say is it's almost, I'm hearing the story of Beauty and the Beast.
I love it.
Do you know? I mean, I'm not. I don't want to say that you was a beast before, but the story. I have a new grandbaby, and we've been watching a lot of Disney movies again. So I just happened to watch the Beauty and the Beast again. I don't know, maybe 50 times already. Nice. And this time watching it with a different look at it. And so in the movie, the little witch came in, a little poor woman came in and came to this man, which was the prince at the time, who was selfish and just, didn't appreciate anybody, wasn't grateful, and he had everything in life.
Yeah.
And then the woman cursed him, or the little peasant woman cursed him, and he had to wait to love somebody and somebody to love him. And when those two became one, that's when the transformation happened. And love, he got these new pair of glasses, new pair of lenses, and through that, he started to appreciate. And the whole world went from dark to light. And so what I hear you say is that there's a couple of things I hear you say. I hear you say that this gratitude that you have embodied during your dark time, it caused you to want to give and give and give and give. If it means giving a seat on the subway for a nurse who worked all day, you was willing to give up your seat. And I know what it's like to live in New York. I grew up in New York City. I worked in New York City. And everybody looks tired. Like everybody fight for a seat. So for you to say, from one New Yorker to another New Yorker, to say you gave up your seat, that's big. I have some New York friends watching, and they get that. I also hear you say that you understood before your illness that you had all these blessings, like, for example, your husband. But after you went through that, there was a greater new appreciation for your husband. for your
Oh yeah.
friends, for your family. And the more I'm saying this out loud, it's like you have appreciation for humanity.
Yeah.
You know, it's what I hear you say. So I don't know. That's what I hear you say. That's my experience
Yeah.
of you, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's what
And you
gratitude does.
yes. And you know what? When another thing that sometimes we forget, especially when we are young, we think we're gonna live forever. We think we're gonna be here
Mhm.
forever, so we can be good tomorrow. We can do that tomorrow. We can say I'm sorry tomorrow. We postpone to tomorrow. When I went through what I went through, I realized that there is no tomorrow for none of us. We don't know. So there is a time frame, and the time frame is today. So whatever we want to do, we should not postpone it to tomorrow. So it
Mhm.
has to be, and it sounds like I was a New Yorker, and life got fast in New York, and still I was
Right.
always finding an excuse for tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow I call, I say sorry. Oh, tomorrow I do and I do that. And when I was sick, I was like, there is no tomorrow. There can be no tomorrow, but not only for me because I'm sick, for each and every one of us. That's something that I
Mhm.
stress to everybody. Don't do tomorrow what you can do today. Don't
Mhm.
don't have deadline, but make them very short for yourself. It sounds sad, but actually it's not sad. It's a good thing because it pushed you to be better now. Why being better next month? Like you went through your diet. Why starting the diet at the beginning of the year? Start today. Start today
Mhm.
and say, and then if tomorrow you have to break the diet because it's the birthday of somebody, today was your birthday, I hope you had a cake, you do it and then you go back. But
Yeah.
just start it today. Don't say I do it 3 days from now because tomorrow. And so with everything we do. And it's funny because after I went through that dark moment of my life, beside all the positive things that happened to me in my personal levels, also in my business, things started to be better. I had a
Wow.
dream to do this, that, and the other, and suddenly the piece of the puzzle were coming together just because I was more um, maybe positive and energetic myself. As they say, what you put out there comes back to you. And probably
Mhm.
that's what I was putting out there. I was more positive things, and positive things were coming back to me. I do believe that I see once I see our the way we are. They say smiles and smiles makes smiles back at you. Once I was in a train in New York City. You know how early train in New York City are. Everybody in a bad mood because there's no seat enough. Everybody's touching the other. And then suddenly a young man walked in with a bike. Imagine a bike in New York City. People started to swear against him like, the words that we don't want to say. And me, I was like, and this guy was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I have to go downtown, I have to get downtown. Suddenly, there is this businessman standing next to him in this busy train, and he looked at the guy. The young guy was very polite and very stressed because he was stressing other with a bike, and everybody was keep talking about him. And the businessman said to him, where are you going, young man? And the man said, well, he said, I'm going downtown because I don't have a job. And I heard that there is a possibility to do some delivery down there. And one of the place, he said, and I am going. Hopefully it will be my lucky day. And the guy said to him, so you want to have a job? I said, oh, I need a job. I have a family. And the guy took out from his business, this businessman, that I don't even know why he was in the train. He took out a business card and he said, come to my office tomorrow morning at 9. I have a job for you.
Oh.
Suddenly, the guy said, really? He said, yes. Don't stress this morning. He said, come to my place tomorrow. I secure you. You have a job. Suddenly, everybody in the train, oh, this is awesome. Everybody in a good mood. Everybody was happy. Suddenly, the body, the bike, the fact that we were touching each other was now, oh, this is a good day. Only in New York, everybody started to say, and everybody was in a good mood. The guy went out with a bike, happy that the day later, and everybody said to the gentleman, good job, man. And I think everybody went to their own jobs and they were all happy and positive. And suddenly,
Mhm.
all the dark clouds that we had all around was gone for one act of kindness that this gentleman did and of interest to this human being, because nobody asked me, why are you with the bike? And he said he was late. And he asked me why. He actually also said, Normally, I know I'm not allowed to take the bus at 8 o'clock in the morning. Said, but I don't want to be late because they told me it's only a few opportunity, and everybody was, of course, was swearing. Then you wake up early, and then you go. And he asked him, why were you late? He may also have said because they were talking, I couldn't hear. But suddenly this miracle happened of kindness, and everybody was happy. So this is very important. So I think we should every day be happy ourselves, because we are what we throw out there comes back to us, and it goes like a boomerang.
Yes, yes, yes. The saying is what goes around comes around. And one of the things I experience and learn from being in gratitude, and this, oh, I hear this from everyone who lives a life of gratitude. And what you just share is, you're actually the third person that said this, that I can remember, that said what you're saying is it created a ripple effect. So this one act of kindness, so this gentleman, this businessman who lives a blessed life, who knows he has a blessed life,
Yeah.
And when people live a life of gratitude, you can't help but to give, which is what you've been talking about, how you want to give. And this man gave an opportunity for this young man for an opportunity to work. And that act of kindness created a ripple effect for everyone who witnessed this. And can you imagine those same, let's say there was 10 people watching, how that multiplies like 10, 20, 30, 40 times over. It's beautiful.
That day, I think,
Oh, it's beautiful. And it goes back to there's another thing you said here about being present to the moment, because tomorrow's not promised. And gratitude, it's like the interview I did with Marianne Sewell yesterday. She was talking about that when one is in gratitude, you're at the present. There's no guarantee for the next 5 minutes.
No.
And the past is past. You can't do anything about it. You have right now to be grateful for.
Yeah.
So with that sense of presence, it creates urgency.
Oh, yeah.
So like you want to do everything now, it's like with my story, I was 277 pounds. Today I had to go renew my driver license. And this is so funny, but it's so true. I had to go renew my driver license. And the gentleman says, well, is there anything you want me to update on your ID card? And I was kind of offended. Like, yes, I want you to change how much I weigh.
It's true.
I was like, yes, go in there and change from 277 pounds to this.
Did he do it?
Yeah. So I had lost 95 pounds. And in that journey, when I was going through that process of losing that weight, that massive weight, all I kept thinking, I felt like when I was losing the weight, it was like I was racing against time. Because it was at that moment I realized I had already lost 20 years of my life. Like I felt like I lost 20 years, being depressed and I felt like I was a doormat, a victim, a martyr. Like I was in my head with my own stories. And I just felt like, especially the past 10 years, it was just a blur. And then all of a sudden, I got to a place in my life that enough was enough. And what I did was I wanted control, but I didn't know what to take control. But I knew I had to take control of my health.
Yeah.
And so I took nutrition, support, and I took fitness seriously. That was the core to lose all that weight. And when I was going through that journey, Giada, I felt like I was a race against time because I knew I have lost 20 years.
Yeah.
And I felt like in my head, I only had 20 more with the weight.
Yeah.
I felt that way. I felt like the obesity was going to affect my diabetes. I don't have diabetes, but I was only
Yeah.
imagining diabetes, heart disease, cancer, and I just like I put a death warrant that I was going to be dead in 20 years if I don't do something.
Something for yourselves. Yeah.
And so when I went through the journey, I felt like I gained another 20 years back. So I see my life to be vibrant and vital
Yeah.
up to 80 and plus more years is how I see. I could be gone tomorrow, but I want to
Yeah, but
be responsible for my health.
it's true.
You know, someone says, Elba, you don't know when you're going to die. No, I don't. No, Elba, you don't have to be healthy. You know, I have people say that because you never know what you're going to die from. I'm like, I said, yes, I understand that, but at least I could do something about my health. I
Yes.
could be responsible.
Yeah.
So,
And you
yeah,
wanted to
so,
show love for yourself, because I think you also
mhm,
did it because out of respect of yourself and your love and all the things that you could have done if you were able to be more mobile and happy with yourself. I guess yeah, you seems to be a very happy person. So I'm sure
mhm.
you were happy also in your darkest moment when you were happiest, but I think you did it because you envisioned your future different than what you had, and you wanted to have a longer life, maybe.
Yes, I
Yeah.
wanted to. So, yeah, I'm always been generally a happy person, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but it's like what you've been saying. It's just it's like the Beauty and the Beast story, you know. Even for me, you know, it's just a whole new appreciation.
Yeah.
And gratitude just creates that. It creates a new appreciation. It creates to want to live for the now. It creates to it creates so much. And that's why I want to do this is why I'm doing this show, because today I'm a transformational wellness coach. And one of the things I do with my clients is that I'm like, okay, let's get you started on the gratitude journal so we could shift the mindset and their attitude.
Yeah.
And so, you know, some will do it. Some people are reluctant. Some people are really resistant, very. And they're some people, and then some people will do it.
Yeah.
And those that do it, and those that don't do it, there is a difference.
Yeah. You can see it.
And so after I, after I started this gratitude challenge, in my contract, when I coach people, it's going to say, you're going to keep a gratitude journal. And if you don't keep a gratitude journal, I will fire you and there is going to be no refund.
That's the way to go.
There's
At least
going to
some
be no,
rules.
yes,
It's true.
yes,
But you
because
know
my,
what?
mhm.
I always I end my day when I go to bed, because of course I have a difficult day. And if I think, when I say my prayer, if I think, well, there is always some good things that happen. Every day, at least in a bad day, one things happen. And I try to close my prayers with that things. It can be a phone call I received, of a thank you I received, uh, some of my friends that did something special for me, of my husband or whatever. There is always some, and I try to go to bed and sleep with that, because sometimes I have many bad thoughts in my mind. But so if I
Yeah.
achieve to go to bed with that good things that happened that day, I sleep better, and in the morning somehow is a better day. Something better will come. It's not always easy. I'm with your clients though, because I'm the one that when I'm stressed out with my things that I want to do, or that I need to do, or that I haven't done, or if I would love to do, I go to bed with like turmoil of thoughts. I can't sleep, and in the morning I'm a mess, and then the whole day is
Mhm.
gonna be a difficult day. So I try, like your clients, to go to bed and say my prayer and don't fall asleep until I have, okay, today was a very tough day, but, and then try to think about that. Sometimes I fall asleep before I can find it, because some days are very tough. But if when I can do it. I agree. We should do it every night. Actually, should be like should be also for myself. You don't fall asleep. I have to stand still, standing until I get the good thoughts, and then I'm allowed to go to bed. That would be a good thing. Not always easy. So I understand your clients. I
You're
mean,
right. No, I get it. You know what it is? For me, what I've done to assure that I do it, and I learned this from a woman named Shalene Johnson. She's a celebrity trainer.
yeah.
So you might have heard of her because she lives in the LA San Diego area. But her name is Shalene Johnson, and I learned this from her. So there's two things I do. I have a gratitude journal, and then I have a morning pages. But and my gym clothes. So what I do is I bought this 3-drawer plastics thing, put in my bathroom, and I put it all there. And I learned this 20 years ago when I had my daughter 25 years ago. One of my mentors 25 years ago, she said, Elba, when you have babies, you just go to the bathroom because nobody will bother you in the bathroom. And I never forgot that. I took that to heart. So I do everything in the bathroom. As soon as I wake up, I brush my teeth, I put on my gym clothes, I check my weight, and I pull out my journals, and I set the alarm, and I start it. Because if I don't, I will never get it done, not even at night. So I do it first in the morning. So I'm not perfect, so I don't do it every day, but I can say I probably do it 4 to 5 times, during the week too.
Good idea to do it in the morning in the bathroom.
In the bathroom. Because nobody's going to bother me there.
It's true.
Nobody's going to bother me. So tell me, tell me some of your routines that you do to let your source, the universe, God, to let them know that you're in gratitude. What are your ways of, to show gratitude? So you give, you show appreciation.
I receive a lot, so I try to give because I'm blessed that I have so many people always helping me. But every time I ask for help, there's always people there helping me. So I try to thank everybody, and I pray a lot that I will be able to give back more than what I got. This my biggest dream is to be able to give back more than what I got. I think that's the things that will make me the happiest the most, to give. Because to receive, I receive a lot, and I'm blessed with that. So my dream with that, so I always pray a lot. My routine is to pray to be able to give back more. And I know, and I start to give back every day with little things. First of all, I never forget to say thank you, even for anything, even small things. It's so easy to say thank you and be grateful, even to yourself. Oh, this was great. Even if it's just, I don't know, 2 days ago we met each other. It was great. You had Eddie Louisi at your program. I want to go to Good Morning America. So I said, I asked, hey, Eddie, do you have a contact? Eddie said, send me your pitch and I'll see what I can do. So I said right away, thank you. Nothing happened yet. It may happen. You don't know. With Eddie, you never know. So I'm already thanking him, and I'm already envisioning myself. If I get there, my first thing is to say, thank you. And actually, I got the idea when I saw him. I never asked. I've been Facebook friends with him for 2 years. I never asked anything. When he was talking to you, I said, he's such a lovely, wonderful human being. Maybe I ask him. Maybe he has a contact there. So I sent him and so I was like, so thank you also to you, Elba, because you gave me the inspiration to ask Eddie. And voila, you never know. If I'm going to Good Morning America next week, because I want to go next week, because next Wednesday is World Tiramisu Day. And I don't know if you saw in all the things. I do all these things with tiramisu. I go also Sunday in Sacramento to make tiramisu on television. So I want to do it on Tiramisu Day. I want to cook tiramisu on Good Day, Good Morning America. So everybody in America can see. And so I asked Eddie, so, it was a little dream. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for Eddie. I'm grateful. Can you imagine if they take me to Good Morning America? Would be a big grateful. I have to find a t-shirt and say, I am grateful. That's going to be my outfit. People say, why is she wearing that? I don't know. Because it's just funny. But it's funny. And you know what? So my routine is to thank for small thing, even the smallest things. And now, what is my routine? And be positive, even in the darkest moment. I mean, I have we can write a book about how tough the life of an artist is. I'm an independent artist, so it's very tough. But you know, I'm not afraid to ask. And you surprised when you ask, you always get from people. And one important thing, we should not forget who gave us and give back. And sometimes you cannot give back right away what you would love to give back. So I hope it's enough. I always give back with thank you, and I try to be kind to everybody. I try to give attention to everybody. I'm very religious. I don't know if it's part of being grateful. I do believe that even though I don't know if God is Catholic, Muslim, I don't know, but whoever created the world, whoever created us, I think the most important thing that he wants from us is to respect each other, to love each other, to be kind to one another. So I'm friend with people of any kind of colors, religion. I don't see actually color. Color is out of my book, but any kind of religions. Because, you know, when there are these discussions, I'm like, as long as we behave. My husband doesn't believe, he's Protestant, but he doesn't pray, but he comes to church with me. I'm always say, well, you know, my dear, if one day we go, there is God, we go to God, I'm sure he's going to forgive you. He's going to tell you, you see, I'm here, I'm existing. Because I think that's not what God wants. He doesn't want us to pray, because there are many people that pray every day and then they behave badly. I think we have to start by behaving well and respecting one another, and then pray and say our thanks, or pray for dreams we want to have. But most of all, I think we need to be kind one another. I say that because I see.
Uh-oh. Oh, her screen is frozen. Giada, your screen is frozen. I don't know. Can you hear me? Giada, your screen is frozen. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Giada? Giada? I can see you. Screen is frozen. Okay, we got disconnected. Let me bring her back on board. Let me bring her back. There we go. There she is. She's coming back.
Can you see
there
me?
we go.
I could see you and hear you, but you could not see me.
But you gotta, it goes back to what you had said earlier, that gratitude lets you see humanity all across the board without judgment and fear. So that's what I hear you say.
Oh,
so, and you know what's so funny that you said that about Eddie making that request? So, so I made a request too with Eddie. I said, well, Eddie, you think you can invite, maybe ask Robin Roberts or Michael Strahan? You know, I'm just asking.
Asking you. That's super. By the way, I mean, that both fantastic people. They should know you. Yeah, they would love to be your guest.
Right. I was telling my husband, because Albert we're from New York, so he's a big Giants fan. So Michael Strahan is known for, leading the Giants to a championship. So I told Albert, can you imagine Michael Strahan being the show? And I said, if he comes on the show, I will tell him to say hello, but you're going to have to leave. I don't know. I was just dreaming, anything's possible.
You never know. And, they Eddie may ask. I don't know. Eddie is very kind, And I met at an event Robin Robbins, and she's adorable. And Robin has also went through hell with her life, and she's still I went, actually I do transcendental meditation, and I met her when there was an event hosted by Ariana Huffington from the Huffington Post, and
Oh
Robin
yeah.
was one of the speakers, and she said how meditation helped her, and the being positive and everything, and try to reconnect with herself and her inner peace inside herself to get better person and everything. So I think she would be more than happy to share, like she always does, basically, because Robin really likes to share all these things. So you never know.
You never know. I never
Write
know.
on the page of yourself. I wish I knew them. I would ask them, but I'm sure Hedy will. Otherwise, write them brutally an email yourself.
Yes, yes, I will. I will. I was an email. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to ask. It's, you know, if I don't ask, if you don't ask, we will never know. So might as well ask.
If they are good people, they will answer to you. I'm always saying, when people don't answer because they think they are big shots, I'm like, you don't deserve the big shot kind of stages, because we should be normal, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's what we are. Most of all, we are a normal human being, and those people that we are saying that they are so great, they are there because of us, fans, people that love them. Otherwise, they would
At
just
the end,
be.
at the end of the day, you know, every human being, there's only, they say there's two guarantees in the world. One is that you'll pay taxes, and two, there's death.
It's true. I never thought about
And
it,
we,
but it's true.
so we all came the same way, and we all leaving the same way.
Exactly.
So, now, I don't want to go yet, Lord.
No, you will not. You will not. You know. I think that there are other rules that God has to put us on down there in on hell. It's not. It's not these kind of things, actually.
Right.
As I said before, I think He appreciates also the humor that we have sometimes, because sometimes I make fun about God and stuff like that with myself or with my husband about them. I think God has a good sense of humor. Otherwise, He could never pull out with us, with the human being He created.
Yeah.
We have funny things.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. Well, Giada, you know, gosh, I could talk to you over and over and over and talk about, you know, a lot of topics, because you're so easy to connect and talk. I bet your girlfriends love you. Like, they love to have coffee and tea with you, or wine.
I don't drink wine. My father said I'm not Italian because of that. No, I love to, you know, where after the concert we have the meet and greet, and especially in the last year, since we are doing with PBS, there is like a timing, you know, the people buy the ticket with the meet and greet. You're supposed to, you know me now, right? You're supposed to take a picture and say thank you, and they're supposed to move over. But I always have them talk, and I have the people from the security say, let's go, there are 100 people there. And I'm like, this is not enough. And I have to talk to people. You have, I mean, another thing, I'm very grateful for the audience. Those are, they allow me to do what I want to do. Because I close the show every time with, my grandmother used to tell me when I was a little girl, that if I was lucky to become a singer, I should have been grateful for each and every person that was coming to the concert, buying my CDs, sending me letter. Be grateful for each and every one of them. She used to them. If it wasn't for them, you would be singing on the shower. How true is that? I may be a good singer, I may be a great artist, but if it wasn't for my fans, I would be singing at home. So I think out of respect of that, I always try to stretch to the limit and greet with them as long until then. Really, my manager takes them out, and I'm like, oh, wait a second, they were telling me something, and so I said, I'm sorry, right? But I think, yeah, I really love people. That's the thing. And sometimes they ask me, I was telling you before, that some people sometimes write bad, nasty things. They are jealous, or they are nasty. And I try not, I feel sorry for those people, because I'm always like,
good for you.
Why? I mean, sometimes, you know, I see, not much on me, but on other artists, I read these comments, and I'm like, why? I mean, I also have things that I don't like. And, you know, especially nowadays, if there is something that you don't like, you switch off the computer, you switch off the TV, you change the Facebook page. Don't spend your time to say, oh, And I see it all the time, and I think that's very sad. For me, those are the people that may not go to hell, but may go, to the purgatory,
Mm-hmm.
because those are things. To be unpolite, to be bad to other people, that is. I don't invite anybody. I only don't pay attention to the people that I don't care. And I look to one I love, and I care for the one I love, and the one that inspired me. All the other, I don't invite anybody. I try, if I see somebody with more things or something I would love to have, I try to understand how they did it, how they accomplished that. Maybe to
Mm-hmm.
become friends with those people. Maybe they were
Right.
telling me something that can help me to do the same. So I don't understand envy. Envy is the word. We are talking about gratitude.
Yeah.
Gratitude for me is the best things a person can possess, and to be envy and to, how do you say envy? Envy of
Oh,
other
envy,
people.
envy.
Envy.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Envy is the
Envy.
worst. Is the
Envidiosa.
envy? Yes, is the worst things
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
a person can have. And then the worst things you can do to another person is just to say something bad because you don't like it. You envy the person.
You know, s- in every human being, I just saw this movie called Wonder Woman. I don't know if you've seen Wonder Woman.
No,
Oh, you gotta see it.
the one with the pretty lady, the one that
Oh, yeah. The one that came out last year or 2 years ago or something.
yeah.
That movie inspired me to really to go after doing this 21-day challenge. Like I was doing it, I did it Thursday, Friday, and I did it Saturday. But when I saw the movie, it turned my perception, my mindset to like, okay, let's take this serious because of the movie. And in the movie, she was talking about how she just, even though she killed the god of war who created evil, who made the world evil, even though she killed them, she discovered that there was still evil in the world. She was saying how every human being there's a good and bad. So, um, today I just happened to hold my grandbaby, and I was looking at her, and she's so precious. When she was being born, she's only 3 months, but when she was being
Oh,
born, she she didn't breathe the first 60 seconds.
ooh,
And my daughter was having surgery. She gave what do you call C-section.
C-section, yeah.
And she said, "Mommy, is the baby okay? I don't hear the baby." And I said, "Mama, you're doing good job. You're doing good job." And I was looking over there like, "You're doing good job."
Yeah.
And I said, so, of course I was praying, and then the baby came, finally took the first breath. And my daughter lives with me right now until her husband moved into this country. He's from Morocco.
Yeah.
And so I run errands for her. I take her to
Uh-huh.
work. I'm like the Uber driver until the car gets fixed. And I get a little stressed because I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to drop the babysitter. I got a 12-year-old. I have a 25-year-old. I have a grandbaby. I got to drop the 12-year-old off. I got to drop the grandbaby off. I got to drop my daughter. And I'm like, and I got these appointments, and I got to do these things. And I didn't I took it on my daughter.
Oh,
And after I did the interview with Eddie Louise, I was so humble by that interview that I immediately texted my daughter, and I said, "Melissa, I'm sorry. I will pick you up,
oh,
and no problem. I'll pick you
no
up. I'm
problem.
sorry." So then today, right before the interview, I was holding my grandbaby, and I was looking at her. And I'm gonna try to say this without crying, Giada. But I look at my grandbaby, and I said, Mama, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful that I get to drive you around, drive your mommy around, because if I wasn't driving, that means you won't be here,
Yeah. Sure.
you know?
It's true.
So I had to take that back and just acknowledge my own breakdown and say, you know what? I'm the one who messed up here. And
Yeah,
it all turned just because I was in gratitude.
it's true. It's a
So
beautiful way of seeing. Yeah, you went back to the day, the 60 second that she didn't breathe, and
yes,
she
yeah,
she wasn't here. You wouldn't probably not driving as a Uber around, but she would
yeah,
not be. So your joy will be not your joy. So
yeah.
yeah, it's true.
It's like either choose to drive my children around or choose death. That's how I
Yeah.
saw that. And I choose to drive around, so I have nothing to complain. So I'm
That's a
grateful.
good thing. Yeah, that's a way. Yeah, every time I'm going through something, I'm doing something or wherever, ever since that moment in my life, I would say, whatever happened to me, I'm always say, okay. Sometimes I'm like exhausted and things don't go like I want to go. And then I looked to my husband and I said, well, if I was sick, I would not be able to do this. Because
Mhm.
for 2 years, I told you previous my hospital things, I was sick, and there were certain things I couldn't do. I didn't have energy, and I didn't know what I had. They told me I had hypoglycemia, so low energy, and needed to eat small meals 3 times a day, but I didn't have energy, and I was so now sometimes when I do stuff, maybe stuff normally it comes up to my mind when I'm doing things I don't want to do, and I'm like, and then I said, no, wait a second, let's not complain. When I was sick, I was not able to do this. Now I can do it. So okay, let's do it. And I think about it. I'm healthy. I'm here. I'm doing something that right now I don't want to do. I would love to be home writing songs, I'm singing on the stage, but I have to do whatever I have to do. But I can do it. I'm grateful for. And it
I just
comes
want
up
to say
every.
amen.
Amen, right?
Right. I just want to say amen. Well,
Listen,
Giada,
before it's almost 7 p.m. here in Los Angeles. Before I was not 4 years ago, I was not able to stay that long, even on a face on a video with you, because I needed to eat every half an hour and check my sugar.
oh,
Now I'm
wow.
able to do it. It happens to me actually. I think a couple of months before an interview on the radio, those people on the radio, if they listen, they're laughing. They call me from, I don't remember, I think it was a radio in Buffalo, in Canada. Where were they, JJ? I don't remember. My husband is next to me. And so my husband said, okay, you're going to eat. So you drink your orange juice, so your sugar goes up. You do the 10-minute interview. So you're going to be great promoting a concert that was coming in their city. So we have dinner. So bad it was my insulinoma, producing insulin at the time. So I had my meal. I pick up the phone and I start my interview. Elba, I think 5 minutes later, I don't remember anything. I remember only waking up and saying to my husband, what happened to the interview? And my husband said, you were gone. And the other people, the poor people on the other phone, they were just like, because when you have low sugar, I don't know if you know what happened, before you
Yeah.
faint, you start to talk like very slow and you go slower. So the people on
Uh-huh.
the phone were like, Giada, we can't hear you. What happened? Hello, hello, where are you? And then my husband hung up when he saw that I was going away. So
Oh,
can you imagine how bad it was my whole life at the time? So now, even doing this interview, you can take me here for 10 hours. I stay with you because I'm like, I can do it. So it's all relative, Alba. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough.
you,
I
you,
never called back those people to apologize, but it was because I fainted and we called 911. So
you know what? You're so full of life, so full of energy. I just want to say amen.
there you go. But it makes me think, because
Wow.
they're stupid. How stupid is that? But at the time, I was not. Not many people know. I was not able to do simple things like because I never. I was not allowed to go any place by myself
Of
because
course.
at a certain point we never knew when the sugar was dropping down, and we didn't know the reason at the time. But we
Right.
knew that sometimes I was fainting out of nothing because the sugar was dropping down and I couldn't remember who I was. So I was not allowed to go any place by myself.
Wow.
So, and now I'm just like, okay, I'm going here, I'm going there. Simple things, but normal life for most of the people. For me, it's an accomplishment.
Wow.
So I want to people make understand that, and I never publicly, I've never sad that I was doing my concert. I was drinking my tea with honey, and I was doing my whole thing, and I was trying to do all the things, but I knew there was something very wrong with me, but I didn't know. And you know, at a certain point, you get used to
Yeah.
the new thing. But now, after 5 years, thank God I can do all this stuff, and I think, man, it just made me realize. I look at the clock and I said 7:19. I was on for 1 hour and 20 minutes with Elba. I could have never done it 5 years ago.
Wow.
I really had
That's
to drink
incredible.
orange juice. Yeah, it's relative for most of the people will say, is that something important? Yeah. When you don't have it, you will see. When you're not able to do something, when you lose something, then you know how important that little thing was. For me, losing the fact, my power, the fact that I could do things, it's very important now. I realize now. At the time, I didn't know that for all the years before I was blessed with health. Now I know. So for
Wow.
all the people that complain, I'm always saying, like you said, you don't complain that you are the Uber driver for your daughter and your little girl. Be grateful for that you are able to do it, and that because they are there with you. So
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And I did not see that until today. That's why I love this challenge. So Giada, we've been on this interview an hour and 20 minutes. And
yeah,
and so I'm grateful for those who has stick around this long.
yeah,
One of the I'm grateful that there's 3 videos that are being shared. I keep seeing on my screen they're being shared. So that means there are 3 segments, 3 parts that if we were in on a real TV show, it would have been probably like a 3 interview show. So I'm
yeah.
grateful that, this is happening. But there's so much about gratitude. This is what
Oh,
I really thought there was just these 10 things that I learned about gratitude through my own experience. And every day there's something new I'm learning.
oh
I'm
yeah, me.
learning. And what my take, like I said earlier, my takeaway about gratitude is that, especially when you're going through, let me say this to everybody who's watching. This is what she said earlier, is that even though she was going through the darkest hour with her medical condition 5 years ago, yet tangibly the environment, her body, it was dark, but it was the brightest time in her spirit. It was the
Yeah,
brightest time. And through that darkest hour, a sense of urgency was created, authentic empathy, giving, or a generous heart, um, and appreciation, gratitude was created during that time. And it's due to gratitude. And
yeah,
so she lives a life of just give and give and give. And that's my takeaway. I keep hearing that more, but it's becoming much more resonating. That gratitude, I don't know if you know this author. This is Chris Lee. I know it's
no,
back, but
Chris.
this book is from Chris Lee. 10 Principles of Abundance and Prosperity Transform Your Life. I love this book. I recommend this book. And
I
in there,
read it. Yeah,
he talks about gratitude. And in there it says, life will give, when you live a life of gratitude, life will give you more. That's my
it's true.
favorite.
Yeah,
And I believe the more I'm talking to more people every day who life reflects a gratitude life, it simply means more is given to us so we can pay it forward. Give more. Give, give,
yeah,
give.
yeah.
So we're gonna wrap this up.
See,
Giada, first I wanna yeah, before I wrap this up, I have one more question. And so it's one more question, but it's 3 parts.
okay.
And then after that, I'm going to ask you one more thing to do, and then we'll wrap it up, okay? So
Okay.
this 3-part question is, what are you grateful today What are you grateful for today? Why specifically? Like, why are you specifically grateful for that? And what does that affirm about who you are? What does that say about who you are? So tell me,
Well,
what are you grateful for and why?
so today I'm grateful for the opportunity you gave me to share these things. As I said, I don't share much publicly of who I really am. Many people think I'm only about love song and trying to make it in the business. But actually, so I'm grateful that I was able, for the people that were listening, that I was able to say who I really am, because I'm really not only my closest friends and fans, they know that. And the opportunity you gave me today is that hopefully this video goes around and more people will know who I am. And it's something that really is close to my heart. I wanted people to be remembered one day for a person that really cared about other people. And this, I was able to tell it to you. So I'm grateful for that. So what was the second part?
And so you're grateful for this opportunity to share your
Yeah.
story because not in, and the reason why is because you want more people to know for who you are, not just the singer and songwriter, but as a person. And
Yeah.
so the next question is, what does that affirm about you? What does that say about who you are? So, for example, back in the day,
Yeah.
I used to do personal self-development.
Mhm.
And there is a saying that says that I used to do affirmation, but I used to say affirmations. I would say them, I would fake it until I make it. And the reason I used to fake it to make it because I didn't believe in myself. So I used to say, I am awesome, I'm good, but I didn't
Okay.
believe in myself. So what gratitude has done for me is see why. So what I discover is that gratitude links to affirmation because I started to look at my journal and I said to myself, I asked myself, why am I getting these blessings? And I thought, well, of course I'm getting blessings. Are you there?
You're
Hello? Are you there? Okay.
breaking up. You're breaking
So,
up. Yeah.
okay. So can you see me? Okay.
Yeah. Now I can. Yeah.
So you said you are grateful for this opportunity to share this story because more people can see you more than a singer and songwriter, but see you for the person for who you
Yeah.
are. So what does that affirm? What does that say about who you are as a person, as a human being?
As a human being, I think I am a blessed person because I got so much in my life. I'm very blessed with much. And uh, as I said, I have one of my biggest dream is to be able to give back more. So I'm a person that even though I get so much, I still and I got so much. My biggest dream, what something I'm praying for, is to be able before I die one day, to be able to give back so much more than what I got. That's what a person that I am. A person that even though until now I needed help from many people and I got it. Every time I ask for, I get it. I am blessed because of that. And I hope that before I go, I'll be able to give more. So I wanna be a giver. Even though I give or I get and I give, I wanna be more a giver than a getter.
So what I hear you say is that we're going to go back to what you said. This is what you said. You are grateful for this opportunity because you get to tell your story to the
Yeah.
world. that you are not just a singer and songwriter performer, but you're a human being, that you are a person, that you want the world to know that I am blessed because I get to give back
Yeah.
to the world. You're blessed.
I am blessed. I'm pretty sure I am blessed. Sometimes
You are blessed. There's no sure. You are blessed. That's it.
I know. And you know, sometimes I'm like you said before, you try to convince yourself. Sometimes
Yeah.
like, okay, blessed, but I don't have this, that, and the other. So, but I know I am blessed because
You are.
I got so much. So I only think I'm gonna get more blessing because I want to be able to be more blessed to be able to give back more to
Yeah.
all the stuff I got. I mean, I give back my love, my energy, my music. I know I received the most amazing letters and things of what the music does to my audience, and it's amazing what those things do. So I'm always thank everybody. Please, thank you, thank you, thank you, because I'm really grateful. Because you know, I sing, I do it. It's tough. I do it with all my heart, and you never know where the music goes. And so when I receive that, I mean, for me, it's. Uh, if you have a second, I mean, 2 years ago when my special was on PBS, a woman from New Jersey, she wrote me a most amazing thing. She said, "Thank you for bringing back my mother to me." And she explained to me that the mother had Alzheimer. Is Alzheimer the one that you don't remember?
Right.
Alzheimer. So she was in a hospital, and she was already not communicating for her for a long time. And she said, one day your music special was on PBS. I was watching television with my mother. One of your songs came up, and my mom, after maybe 6 months not talking to me, she turned to me and she said, "Do you love it?" I think her name is Alice. "Do you love this one?" "I love this song, Alice." She looked at the mother, she couldn't believe it. So, and then she was gone again. So she said, "I bought your DVD, I purchased your DVD, and every time that song was on, I got my mother back." And mother passed away, and she was not able to come to the concert. So I met her when the mother was already gone. So for me to receive that, to know there was one song, my single song that was bringing back the mother to a wonderful, and that woman took the time to let me know. So I'm always stressed to everybody, please. I always ask, let me know if you like or dislike, or if you allow me to change something. But I mean, to receive this kind of thing makes me feel like I'm doing something that means something to others. Because for me, it's a joy what I do. It's I'm honest here. I sing because I love it. It makes me feel better. When I'm on a stage, I can be sick. I was sick and I was on the stage and I felt great. Actually, I never fainted on a stage because I think it was a miracle of music. So I sing for myself, but to know that what I do, because I love so much what I do, can touch other people, for me is the greatest things I can do for others. So I'm glad that my music reach other people and give them emotion and things. So I'm grateful to all the people that take the time to let me know, because I know many people, they don't. So, but,
and you know, Giada, I want to encourage you, just keep telling yourself, I'm blessed, because your heart is so big to give back. Just keep saying, I'm blessed, because when you were saying that earlier, I just felt like across through Facebook, like it hit right here in my heart. And it's like saying, don't worry, you're going to be on Good Morning America. Don't worry, more Americans are going to see you, more, because life is going to give you that.
I always say we are in the hands of God. We get what He wants us to have. So yes. I am a big dreamer. I'm eager. I'm working hard. But bottom line, we get what we are supposed to get. We have to work hard though, because I don't think God give nothing like that. We have to really feel it and work hard for it. So I'm always say, did you have a dream? It's something we have to work for it. But then bottom line, you put it out there, and then you get what you're supposed to get.
Yes. Now, I do know the scripture. It says he will give you the heart desire. So if that's your desire. I know that. Let me look it up for you so you can put it in your pillow and remember.
Yeah, I should have all these yeah, put it all around my eyes. And I see that there are so many people over there writing message. I see it's very small, but let's say hello to everybody. I know that there are people listening to us from France. It's like 3
Wow.
o'clock in the morning. Veronique is there listening to us. So
Wow.
we have to be grateful for people like those, right?
Yes. I
And
cannot see the comments. Maybe if I press this button, I can see something. No, I can't
I
see the.
see Joseph Flores. I see Olivia. I see Olivia. She's listening from New York. And I saw before Millions on Ava. Now Veronique is there. Natalie is there. Is another one of my angels. So everybody who is there, I can read it. We will
Wow.
answer later,
Well,
right, Elba? We will do it later, me and you.
yeah. Well, so everybody, so thank you, Giada, for your
Thank you.
time. I appreciate this. I appreciate your fans, your friends, and family all over the world watching this. I also want to thank you for taking this time to share your story with me in depth, intimate on my birthday. This is my
Uh-huh.
birthday party. This is my birthday party. I swear to God. The world is celebrating my birthday with me. Thank you for being in my birthday party. Thank you for this gift you've given me. Um, do me a favor, Giada. Please tell us when is your next concert, where we can find you online, and please tell us concert and where can we find you.
They can find me on my official page, which is www.giadavalenti.com. And my name, they can see, spelled Giada Valenti, Valenti.com. On social media, they can find me. I have a fan page where they can like me. And my next concert is in Las Vegas, actually, which is a place that everybody can take an airplane and come. You, Alba, should come to Vegas. It's going to be June 7th. Yeah, you love Vegas. Everybody loves Vegas. We should be grateful for Vegas. And
I
it's
love
a lot of
Vegas.
fun. Yeah, I love Vegas. It's very nice. If used carefully, it's a good place to be. And
Hmm.
I am going to be there June 7th. And then October 11th, I'm going to be at Carnegie Hall in New York City. So,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it's a beautiful place. And I have more dates coming up, but they can always go on giadavalenti.com. They can join my mailing list and they can stay in contact with me. And that's basically what they can do. And I want to close this one and I'm going to sing for you Happy Birthday, right?
Yes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Elba. Happy birthday to you. And thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
Muchas
Voilà.
gracias. Gracias, mi vida. Gracias. Gang, this is
Gracias.
Elba Colón with Giada. And uh, I'm blown away. This is Elba Colón coming to you from Columbus, Ohio with a special evening with Giada Valenti, singer, songwriter, performer. You can check her website, www.giadavalenti.com. Check for her next concert, which is coming up in Las Vegas on June 7th, and then at New York Carnegie Hall in October. Also follow her through her fan page, her social media, and I'm sure she'll be connected with you all. And from my home to your home, here's a kiss to you all. Ciao.
Ciao. See you, everybody. Thank you, Alba.
Thank you, Jen. Bye bye.
Bye bye.